Hi everyone! This is my first time making a Q&A video, and the reason I'm doing it is that it is one of the rewards that I'm offering on my Patreon to answer questions from my patrons in a Q&A video, and so that's why I'm doing this. As this is the first time I'm doing it, I didn't get that many questions from my patrons, so I've also supplied some questions that I got on Tumblr to make the video a bit longer and more varied. So yeah, let's start. I'm a bit nervous. I don't usually talk in front of a camera. So the first question is from my patron Luke. Lukoinu. I'm sorry, this name is unpronounceable. Anyway, the first question is, what kind of music do you listen to or inspires you the most? I listen mostly to K-pop, actually, now. Well, I listen almost exclusively to K-pop. To be honest, it's really taken over my life, kind of, as you can see, posters and everything. K-pop has really changed my life. It means a lot to me, but it's not the only music that inspires me, of course. As always, video game music and film music inspires me a lot, and I still make mostly video game and film music covers. So yeah. And my biggest hero, musical hero, is and will always be Nobuo Uematsu. He composed the music for most of the Final Fantasy games, and he is like my hero because he taught himself how to play the piano, and he rose to what he is now, one of the world's greatest composers in my opinion, from nothing. Like he just went there all by himself, and I think that's so inspirational, and I would really like to be like him. So one of my biggest dreams is actually to make video game music, and I hope that dream will come true someday, maybe sooner than I had thought. But I'm not going to say anything more about that right now. Next question is, how long have you been singing? Well, I've been singing all of my life. Ever since I was a kid, I loved singing, just for myself. I never got any training, however. I never had singing lessons or vocal coaching or anything, so I probably should have, but I just never had the chance to, and now I don't have the time. Next question is, do you play or would you like to play other instruments beside the harp? I do actually play the tin whistle, and I also play the Irish fipple flute. It is similar to the tin whistle, but it's made of wood and with brass details. It's really pretty. And I also play the ocarina. I'm such a nerd. I have a replica of the Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, and it's beautiful and I love it, but I don't play it enough because I don't have time. But an instrument that I'd really love to be able to play is the lyre, like the old triangular with strings. Like, I would really like to be able to play that. I once tried one at the Viking market and it was really cool, but I probably will never have the time to learn to play another instrument, not as things are now. Next question is, would you like to play in a band or maybe with other YouTubers? No, not really. The reason for that is that I move at a very slow pace with my music. Since I don't have the chance to play a lot, I never get to practice enough. So things go very slowly for me, and I think it would just annoy other people. My slow progress would really annoy other people, so I have enough just with myself, really. From the time that I decide to make a harp video, it usually takes months for me to finish. Like, often it takes a year. It could take more than a year for that song to be completely finished, a completely finished video. So yeah, but I may do collaborations on YouTube at some point if I ever have the time. That would be fun. If I really like that other YouTuber, I could do that, but at this point it's not an issue. I sound like a really busy person, but it's just I work really hard on my studies, and also for several reasons I can't always do the things that I would like to do. Next question is, what's your favorite hobby apart from music? K-pop dancing. Oh, really? I really love K-pop dancing. K-pop has changed my life in many ways, and one of the ways it has changed my life is that it inspired me to start dancing. Like in K-pop, it's not just singing, there's dancing too, and also they look amazing. They sing and they dance and they look amazing doing so, and it's just so cool and so amazing. And I was like, oh, I want to dance like that. It looks so cool. So I just started dancing on my own. I don't take any lessons or anything. I just watch YouTube videos. Like sometimes I download the dance versions from their music videos and just slow it down and then learn from that. So, and sometimes people have made tutorials. So that's my biggest hobby that takes up most of my spare time now, besides harping. And I think it's really good because it's an active hobby. It makes me move around, and it's got me into pretty good shape compared to what I used to be in. So that's a good thing, I think. Another favorite hobby is, of course, gaming. I really like to play games. I always have. I never had the time in the past, but now recently I have started taking more time to actually do that because it was something that I missed doing. And since I no longer, well, I haven't been working so much, and I've recently quit my job. I just have to work out this summer and then I won't have a job, which has given me time to actually enjoy things, like do things that are enjoyable and not just things that I feel like I have to do. So gaming is one of those things that I do when I just want to enjoy myself and just relax. And I play mostly like Final Fantasy games and the Legend of Zelda. I used to play World of Warcraft, but I stopped because it changed so much from what it used to be. And now I play Final Fantasy: A Realm Reborn online. It's the best MMORPG. In my opinion, I love that game. It's so great. Yeah, anyway, those are my hobbies. So those were all the Patreon questions. I also got some questions on Tumblr. Captain Bukamir asks, do you have any tips for preparing a harp for a long period of rest? I'll be going abroad for my internship for a good 4 months, so my harp won't receive any attention apart from getting a bowl of water put next to it during very dry weather. That's a good idea about the bowl of water. I have never been away from any of my harps for longer than a couple of weeks at the most, so I don't have any personal experience, but I think what I would do is that I would cover my harp with something. If you have like a soft carry case, then you can put that around it to like make sure that it won't come to any harm or have any dust settle on it. If you don't have a carry case, you can use a dust cover or just a sheet or a duvet cover or something, just to make sure that it doesn't collect as much dust. And I would also make sure that, of course, as you probably do every day, that the levers are down after you finished playing. I would also make sure that the temperature was relatively stable all the time, and not expose the harp to any direct sunlight. Like basically what you would do anytime. I don't think the harp would suffer any damage from not being played. Usually if I leave my harps alone for like a week or something, they'll still be relatively in tune. Well, that depends on the weather, of course, but I mean, if any strings should break, I mean, you should just replace them as soon as you get home. Just make sure you have replacement strings available when you get home in case one breaks. I also got an anonymous ask on Tumblr. It says, what's your favorite music group and have they inspired you? If so, in which ways? What made you decide to start playing the harp? That's a lot of questions in one, so I'll take the first part. What's your favorite music group and have they inspired you? Yeah, I do have a favorite music group. My favorite group is the K-pop group SHINee. They have basically changed everything for me. I really love them. They are so inspirational. It's these guys right here. It's a bit out of focus though, but still, SHINee. It's an amazing group, a Korean pop group. So yeah, SHINee is my favorite group, and they're all so kind, and so like they have such pure hearts. It's not just an image they put on. They are genuinely kind, beautiful people, and they're also very handsome. But yeah, so that's my favorite group. They have inspired me a lot. They have changed me a lot, and they're the first K-pop group that I really liked. So in many ways, they brought me into K-pop. They made me want to do dancing, and I think they made me healthier in that way because I'm more active now. What made you decide to start playing the harp? That's a long story, but the short of it is that I always wanted to learn ever since I was a kid. I remember when I was 13, I asked my mom if I could have a harp and start learning, and she was like, no, because it's expensive and there are no teachers. And that was true, so I had to wait. And then when I was 20, I listened a lot to Celtic music, and there was a lot of harp in Celtic music, and I was like, oh, I wish I could play the harp. It's so beautiful. It's like the most beautiful instrument. And then I went on eBay, and then I found a cheap little harp, and I asked my then husband if I could please have that harp, and he bought it for me. And then from then on I started teaching myself, and then soon enough I bought a bigger harp and I got a teacher, and then so I just decided to do it just on a whim, basically. If you really want to do something, you don't always have to have a good reason to do it. Anyway, that's all the questions I have for now. It was actually quite interesting to answer questions like this. Instead of just typing them, it was a challenge for me because I feel so awkward talking to my computer screen, basically, or to my webcam like this. So the plan is to make a Q&A video every time I make a harp video as a reward to my patrons. And that's basically it. I'm sorry I'm awkward, and I'm sorry I'm boring. Hopefully it'll get better eventually. So yeah, bye guys.